This is an introduction to Adobe Character Animator, a video essay created by Mike Cervantes on behalf of INTE 5680, Brian Yunk, Masters of Education, University of Colorado, Denver, 2021. On May 15, 2015, the first beta for a new form of Adobe software was released to subscribers of Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe Character Animator was created as Adobe's bid for entry into a brand new, internet-centered art form referred to as motion capture and live performance animation. The definition of motion capture is, at this point, pretty well known amongst fans of Hollywood, where it is used to capture video of a live-action performance to use for a CG animated character in a major motion picture. The concept of live performance animation can be a little bit harder to pin down, but as with most discussions of animation on the internet, it can be boiled down to a single predictive clip from a 1997 episode of The Simpsons.
Is this episode going on the air live?
No, Homer. Very few cartoons are broadcast live. It's a terrible strain on the animator's wrist.
For many years we thought this about animation, something that could never be done live. However, even as Homer said this in 1997, they had already been beaten to the punch by Turner Broadcasting. A segment across all of the Turner networks in 1993 featured a live animated character named Moxie. The cartoon dog, voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait, spoke to several children over a television monitor as one of the many methods of promoting Turner's then brand new Cartoon Network.
Can you do Elvis?
Can I do Elvis?
Yeah.
Of course I can do Elvis. I'm a hound dog. Thank you very much. I'd like to say hi to all the pretty ladies in the audience tonight.
Once the novelty had been reached, however, the character was quickly dropped when the Silicon graphics software used to animate Moxie made him prohibitively expensive. As usual, The Simpsons outlived its very own opinion, and we were given a Homer Simpson call-in segment on the May 15, 2016 episode of The Simpsons. This segment, which featured both East and West Coast feeds, featured a version of Homer which was created in Adobe Character Animator, answering call-in questions from a 1-800 number supplied at the beginning of the show. Many viewers consider the segment to be experimental at best, but for the would-be animators in the audience, it was a clear attempt by one of television's oldest animated shows to make use of some of the newest techniques available to them. Homer Live was indicative of several of the features within the Adobe Character Animator software. His lip sync was controlled by a sequence of phonemes built into the software, as well as a voice recognition software which listens to the pronunciation of a microphone and uses the vowel sounds to display different lip shapes in real time. His head turns and his hand gestures are made up of pre-programmed animations that were programmed and then mapped onto a keyboard, allowing a technician to press a button to play those short animations during the broadcast. Adobe Character Animator also has a facial tracking feature, but is mostly used in order to create the realistic back and forth motion of a character's head. This tech wasn't used during Homer Live, but it is seen often on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, used when Stephen conducts improvised interviews with cartoon versions of famous political figures.
How did she start it?
Well, she was holding one of those little bombs.
A bomb? You mean like one of these?
Ah, get it away, Stephen. Get it away.
What? Come on. It's just a pen.
No,
see, look.
No, it's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Television only represents a part of the overall use of Adobe Character Animator. The newly christened live performance software features more prominently in a second realm, the realm of the internet-based streamer. By now, you've more than likely heard of a certain type of online live broadcaster called a VTuber, a shortened term for virtual YouTuber. Though VTubers are also prominent on websites such as Facebook and Twitch, or wherever online broadcasts can occur. VTubers can use a wide variety of different software, both in 2D and 3D, to create their animated avatars. And unlike Character Animator, some of this software can be sourced free of charge. However, there are some disadvantages to this, as many of these softwares are open source and require a lot of technical knowledge to create something truly impressive. Individuals with enough hours spent on creating the graphics for their broadcasts are always to be commended for this, but I would like to highlight the sheer accessibility that Character Animator can bring to the table. One prominent character animator-based VTuber is Griffin Moore, the alter ego of a prominent graphic artist based in the United States. Griffin Moore's stream combines the application of several Adobe graphics programs with a seasoned knowledge of several techniques of graphic design and motion animation to create an entire fantasy world during his live broadcasts. The addition of many of its elements come as a direct result of how well Character Animator is capable of streamlining the process of creating his avatar.
Where's my? I don't even have a pencil. I have a fish. I don't know if I can write things with a fish, but doesn't. I'll just tell the fish. Fish, remind me to fix my. Okay, thank you.
It's more than reasonable at this point to mention that Adobe does have a rather notorious reputation for its role in the graphic software industry. It holds a significant influence as it is a standardized software for many industries. It charges a monthly fee and it raises that monthly fee on occasion. Many individuals who don't want to eventually find themselves a part of the larger graphic design industry often look for free open source alternatives to Adobe, and they are welcome to do so. However, people with experience in Adobe products such as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and Animate can all import those skills to developing characters in Adobe Character Animator. This is an Adobe Photoshop file of a Character Animator avatar I will be showing you later. The entirety of its structure is built inside of Photoshop. Later on, I will have this loaded in Character Animator. You'll be able to see how Character Animator automates most of the process used to create the animation for your character. Hello, and here I am, and here's my Adobe Character Animator file. It's a little unorthodox to try to create a live and unscripted part of someone's own video essay, but I kind of felt that the best way in order to introduce this program to you was to provide a little bit of the demonstration. So I have already shown you this Photoshop file. In this Photoshop file I have absolutely every moving part and every element of the character separated into each of these layers, and each of these layers is inside their own folder. There's one folder for the entire avatar, there's one for the head, and then underneath the category of the head you have the mouths, the left and right eyes that open in. This Character Animator file is the exact same file that is in the Photoshop. If we're to make any changes at all to the Photoshop, then the autosave would kick in and they would start to look different on this version of the character. So you can see that there's this wide yellow outline that is around the character. So the wide yellow outline on the outside represents parts of the character that are currently invisible but are still part of the file. And so this is the animated character. You're going to see him move in a little bit, but right now he is in an edit mode. And so just like with Photoshop, you know, I have a list right here of all of the head, all of the mouths, all of the little subcategories, and you can see from this little area right here is that I actually have each of them labeled as a recognizable asset within Character Animator. So anything that's a mouth, this little section right here is going to be highlighted because it represents a mouth, and there's also vowel sounds on the side that kind of show which phonemes that these mouths are supposed to be part of. Let's go over to recording mode right now. As you can see, there actually is a motion capture around my face, just an automatically placed set of augmented reality dots that are around my face, and so they wrap around some very significant areas of my face, like my mouth. Even though this software does not naturally track my mouth movement. You can still see my mouth move in the motion capture, and that is because sometime in the very near future they are actually going to start to update this program in order to make the mouth movements a bit more natural. Right now you can see the character's mouth move. When the character's mouth moves, it's only in response to the audio that I am putting into the microphone. You can see the microphone bar right at the bottom of my screen, and so every time I make a prominent enough noise and it sounds like a vowel sound, then that creates the automatic mouth movement of this character. I just want to make sure to show you that I do have some hotkeys in place. I am pressing different keys on my keyboard right now, and every time I do that, then the character's arms pose tends to change slightly. And so that is, just as you had seen with the Homer Simpson demonstration, any kind of canned animation can just go ahead and it can be placed in this order. What's really significant right here is this is how the program automates the lip sync, is that all of these little green vertical lines right here represents a phoneme. So I was able to pre-program the abilities for the character to speak into these phonemes, and they are all just kind of lined up here. And this other section right here that just has several short blue lines also represents the amount of times that I had changed the arm poses. It's significant that this program has the ability for you to record performances, because that ability is unlike any of the other live performance softwares that might exist on the web for free. This gives you an incredible amount of versatility when it comes to creating motion design projects, creating graphic design projects. You'll have the ability to animate within the character animator program and then export that into a form of media that you actually might be able to sell as something like a local television commercial. Thank you to everyone for watching my video demonstration of Adobe Character Animator. I hope that I have encouraged you to give this program a try. I sincerely believe that this is a very new and exciting way for people to create media using live performance animation software.